northerners made it difficult for Jonathan to defeat Boko Haram, says Babangida Aliyu. Former governor of Niger State, Babangida Aliyu, shared his thoughts and said many things about the politics of Nigeria, and coming out now telling us that some northerners made it difficult. Of course, some of them have been coming out to apologize, this and this and that, but you just believe that all of them, they didn't do enough. Even Jonathan himself didn't do enough. They didn't do enough, and that is why you see that some people will now use that loopholes in one way or the other to outshine them. We have seen some of them coming out to say, oh, we are sorry, we are this, we are that, we are this, we are that. But at the end of the day, who are the people suffering it the most? The same people. Everyone is suffering it, whether as larger scale or smaller scale, but the suffering is just there. Is the country progressing? Is the country moving forward? No, the country is not moving forward. But we have a selected few or few individuals who are enjoying what is happening in this country, but majority of the people, 99% of them, are suffering. Why maybe just 1%? I don't even think it's even up to that. Maybe 0.5%. And they fall in the category of politicians fall into that category. And it was asked that insecurity has been a major challenge in the north. Some local government areas in Niger State have been taken over by terrorists. How do you think this challenge can become a thing of the past? And he said, it is really unfortunate that we have allowed the situation to reach this level. And let me say again, I don't want to be misconstrued. As being in that group, this is a cumulative issue. When Boko Haram started and Umaru Musa Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan's government started doing something about it, it fell on former President Jonathan to carry on. Many northerners misconstrued his position at the time, and for political purposes, they threw many arguments that made it impossible for the proper articulation and proper implementation of policies that would have got rid of Boko Haram, and now we still have them till today. The banditry that many of us thought was impossible to happen. I am yet to hear from anybody about the statement credited to Kawu Baraje, former PDP national chairman in Kwara State, when he stated that they brought the bandits or Fulani from other places. I think based on the thinking that probably former President Jonathan wouldn't have handed over power even if they had won, but he handed over. He congratulated them even before the conclusion proper counting of votes, which they took away whatever purposes of bringing those people who have served. And I would have thought that if that is true, then those who brought them in would will compensate them to go back to where they came from. I believe if the governors had really done a lot from 2015 to date, it would have got rid of the banditry. But today, it is so unfortunate that you probably have to be praying when you leave Abuja for Kaduna or Kaduna to Abuja, or indeed, particularly in the northern states, any route that you follow, you probably need a lot of prayers. And this is contrary to the position before, where many of us were driving from one place to the other, used to sleep in the daytime so we can drive at night when there will be less traffic, less noise. Now, even in the daytime, you can't even drive freely and comfortably. So I believe that the first port of call for fighting insecurity is the governors. Maybe you heard me in Kano when I was saying, could one be greater than 19? Because at one time, even though the circumstances were different, we had one man for 19 states, and now we have 19 governors, and still we have more problems than we did the last time. We need to look at how our people are really enjoying their lives and unemployment. Before, we used to beg parents to allow them take their wards to school. Now they have allowed them to go to school. Many of them have been uprooted from their local culture. Many of them are farmers now. They can't go back to their farms. They have had their degrees or whatever courses they have gone for. And now unemployment is facing them for 5 years, 6 years, and thereafter. We are not thinking of any innovation to engage them. Hmm. This statement by the Boraji or whatever, do you know that the presidency never said anything, that they brought these people, that in case, we have been hearing this, but nobody has come out to even to hammer on this issue. The man just said it and everybody just moved on. People are always saying it, but we people who really have voice that can really hold these people accountable to ask them. But you know that Femi Adesina and Gabashi, when this man made this statement that they brought these people in case Jonathan refuses to hand over, they never said anything. They never said, oh, it is a lie, it is not true. And they didn't even invite the man. You know their usual way. Before you could say Jack Robinson, they will invite you, EFCC will be going after you. And that is to tell you, is a known fact. For the fact that they have not come out to debunk it, it is really a known fact. And this man that is even talking, this Aliyu, all of them, when they were in power, what did they do? Is the same story. They will come out and begin to paint themselves as if, oh, if I'm there, I will do things differently. All of them are going into government because of what they are going to get. How I wish the Boko Haram or bandits that were brought from outside the country would leave the innocent people over there in the north and face the so-called elites and their families. Buhari knows all that is happening, and that is why he's trying to change the narratives. That is why he doesn't want to talk about anything banditry or to be so hard on them. I could remember it is almost 1 year. He gave them 2 months last year. That after 2 months that they are going to deal with them. Oh, now wash. And in one of our videos that we talked about how he's being exposed for fake order that he usually gave. You give it that let go and crush. It's a lie. It's a lie. But when it all comes to agitators, oh my goodness, that is where, everybody is now focusing on agitators. And like I said, when people begin to ask for good governance, you become the enemy of the state. They will try to rope a lot of things on you, which is very, very unfortunate. Well, God bless Jonathan. Despite all efforts to sabotage his efforts, the security was much better. Tackling political ego with human lives. Where is the fear of God in them as religionists? Even it's just, that's why I said he himself did not even do much. You can imagine the same Goodluck Jonathan is parabolating. They are trying to see how Nigerians will be able to accept whether he's going to take over from Buhari, because he's going to Buhari's office at the Aston Villa. It's not for nothing. And I always say, those of you who always, all of them, they know how they meet. You can just be fighting here and there. What is important, it is your standard of living, your state of health, the state of economy in this country that will affect you positively. That's supposed to be your watchword. But no, everybody is trying to defend what is not important. You don't even defend your life. You don't defend what will affect you positively, but you are defending all these people. All of them, they know how they still meet themselves. They still meet themselves. It's unfortunate.